It was apparent to Miss Fawcett, within 1 minute of her arrival at the Grange, that her host was not in the best of tempers. He met her in the hall, not, she believed, of design, and favoured her with a nod.
"It's you, is it?"
he said ungraciously.
"Somewhat unexpected, this visit, I must say. Hope you had a good journey."
Miss Fawcett was a young lady, not easily discouraged. Moreover, she had been General Sir Arthur Billington-Smith's sister-in-law for 5 years, and cherished no illusions about him. She shook him briskly by the hand, and replied with perfect equanimity, "You know quite well it's impossible to have a good journey on this rotten line, Arthur. And how you can say I'm unexpected when I sent an expensive telegram to prepare you both for the joy in store for you?" The General's scowl deepened.
"Short notice, you'll admit," he said. "I suppose you've brought a ridiculous quantity of baggage."
"Something tells me," remarked Miss Fawcett intelligently, "that I'm not really welcome."
"Oh, I've no doubt Faye's delighted," replied the General with a short laugh. "Though where she is I don't know. She packs the house with visitors, but can't trouble herself to be here when they arrive."
At this moment his erring wife came down the stairs. "Oh, darling," she said in a voice that held a plaintive note. "How lovely to see you. How are you?" Miss Fawcett embraced her warmly.
"Hello, Faye. Why didn't you send a wire to put me off? Arthur's all upset about it."
The large, rather strained blue eyes flew apprehensively to the General's face. "Oh, no," Faye said. "Arthur doesn't mind having you, Dinah. Do you, Arthur, dear?"
"Oh, not at all," said the General. "You'd better take her up to her room instead of keeping her standing about in the hall."
"Yes, of course," Faye said. "You'd like to come up, wouldn't you, Dinah?" This was said a trifle beseechingly, and Miss Fawcett, who wore all the signs of one about to do battle, relaxed and agreed that she would like to go up to her room. "I've had to put you in the little west room," Faye told her. "I knew you wouldn't mind. We're rather full up."
"Yes, so I gathered," said Dinah, rounding the bend of the staircase. "It seems to be worrying little Arthur."
She had a clear, carrying voice. Faye glanced quickly down the stairs. "Dinah, please," she begged. Dinah threw her a glance of slightly scornful affection and replied incorrigibly,
"All right, but it's putting an awful strain on me."
They ascended the remaining stairs in silence, but as soon as the door of the west room was securely shut on them, Dinah demanded to know what was the matter with Arthur. Lady Billington-Smith sank down onto a chair and put up one of her thin hands to her head, pushing the pale gold hair off her brow in a nervous gesture peculiar to her. "Something dreadful has happened," she answered. "It has upset Arthur terribly."
"Ha!"
said Dinah, casting her hat onto the bed.
"The cook burned his sacred porridge, I suppose?"
A slight smile flickered across her sister's face. "Oh, don't be an ass, Dinah, for heaven's sake."
"Well, that was it the last time I came," said Dinah, hunting in her dressing-case for a comb.
"This is much worse. It's Geoffrey."
"Dipped again?"
inquired Miss Fawcett sympathetically. "Worse than that, even. He's engaged to be married. At least, he says he is." Miss Fawcett combed out her short brown locks and began to powder her nose.
"Barmaid or tobacconist's assistant?"
she asked, as one versed in the follies of young men. "Neither. She's a cabaret dancer." Miss Fawcett gave a crow of laughter.
"Oh, no. No cabaret dancer would fall for Geoffrey."
"Well, this one has. And it isn't even as though she's English. She's a Mexican."